Okay, let's dive into a mission-critical topic for your USMLE Step 2 and PLAB 1 boards, Myelodysplastic Syndrome, or MDS. We are going to break this down, step by step, so you can lock in the logic for exam day. You know, this quote just hits the nail on the head. It perfectly captures the central puzzle of MDS, a concept we call ineffective hematopoiesis. Just picture it. A factory floor that's absolutely jam-packed with workers, but for some reason, nothing is actually making it off the assembly line. That's exactly what's going on in the bone marrow here. So, what's the deal?
And really quick, before we jump in, here's our standard disclaimer. Remember, this is all for your educational and exam prep, not for clinical decisions.
All right, let's get into a classic board-style vignette. This is where you'll see that whole failing factory idea play out, and it's precisely the kind of clinical puzzle you're going to have to solve.
So here's the big contradiction, the thing that totally throws people for a loop on the exam. You see low blood counts, anemia, low white cells, and your brain probably jumps to, well, an empty bone marrow, right? But then you get the biopsy report, and it says it's hypercellular, it's packed. So how on earth can a full factory be producing next to nothing?
And this is the answer. You've got to think beyond just the numbers. It's not about the quantity of cells in the marrow, it's all about the quality. See, the stem cells are dividing like crazy, but they're churning out junk. The cells are so misshapen, so dysplastic, that they literally die on the assembly line before they ever get a chance to leave. The marrow becomes this marrow graveyard.
So how do you attack this on an exam? What's the pathway? Let's build out a simple step-by-step algorithm that's going to walk you right to the correct diagnosis every single time. This right here, this is your roadmap. You start with those low blood counts that you can't explain. Then you confirm that the red cells are too big. That's macrocytosis. The bone marrow biopsy comes back and boom, it's hypercellular, just like we talked about. Now for the key step, step 4. You have to find the dysplasia, the weird-looking cells. This could be on the blood smear or something you see in the marrow itself, like ringed sideroblast on a Prussian blue stain. Once you've confirmed dysplasia, what's your next best step? It's to order cytogenetics. You've got to look at the chromosomes to find the exact genetic screw-up that's causing all this.
Okay, let's talk about a classic board trap. This is super high yield and something you absolutely have to see coming. We're going to decode the 5q- syndrome.
So, what if the platelets are high? Whoa, hold on. That should immediately set off alarm bells in your head. In a typical marrow failure, everything should be low, right? Red cells, white cells, and platelets. So why would the platelets be normal or even high? What's going on?
And this table just lays it out perfectly. Look at this classic pattern for 5q- syndrome. It's almost always an elderly female who comes in with macrocytic anemia, but her platelets are normal or even high. That specific combination is practically screaming 5q- at you. And when you suspect this, you absolutely have to check the peripheral blood smear for these guys. The Pseudo-Pelger-Huet anomaly. It's an acquired thing, not something you're born with. The neutrophils only have 2 lobes and they look just like a pair of sunglasses. It's a huge clue for MDS. And don't get it twisted with the hereditary Pelger-Huet anomaly. That one's benign. This one is not. And please, whatever you do, do not confuse this with a simple B12 or folate deficiency. That is the exact pitfall they want you to fall into on the exam. Seeing these sunglass cells means something much, much more serious is going on. It's a sign of a pre-leukemic state. And here's why spotting this specific subtype is so important. There's a targeted therapy available. The 5q- deletion is incredibly responsive to a drug called Lenalidomide. That is a must-know association for your boards. Okay, so where does this all lead? What's the most dangerous outcome of MDS? Let's talk about the transformation, the point of no return. This number, 20%. You have to burn this into your memory. It is the single most important number for this topic. The second the percentage of blast cells in the bone marrow crosses that 20% threshold, it's game over for the MDS diagnosis. It is officially, by definition, acute myeloid leukemia. Okay, mission debrief time. Let's lock in this logic with a little rapid-fire review. I'll throw out a question, you shout out the answer. Ready? What's the diagnosis? Yes, Myelodysplastic Syndrome, the overcrowded, failing factory. What do we call that finding? Exactly, the Pseudo-Pelger-Huet anomaly, that key sign of dysplasia. What's that specific drug? You got it, lenalidomide, a super high yield point for your exam.
What do you see with a Prussian blue stain?
Perfect. Ringed Sideroblasts. Those are the red cell precursors where the iron-filled mitochondria are just choking the nucleus. A classic hallmark finding.
So we've secured the logic for the failing factory of MDS. But what happens when the factory can't turn off? When it goes into overdrive, pumping out tons of mature cells that just refuse to die? Well, that's when you enter the zone of chronic leukemias. And that's exactly where we're headed next.